つまり俺らは遥か20キロ先、運河の外から運河の中の壁をぶち破
Uh-huh. How you about to do that? The small rocket! Hi everyone, my name is Minnie and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to Dr. Stone Season 4, Episode 26, Fire. And last episode, we created stainless steel, we created a new engine, we had a new fuel, we dig up Perseus and outfitted it with this new engine and fuel, and then it's going so much faster. We divided it into three groups. One group is going around on the Perseus, gathering materials that they need, and one group is going to Corn City to make more revival fluid, and then one is remaining with Zeno to build the rocket. And then at the end of the episode, after everyone has learned Morse code, Chrome figure out that the message that White Man is has been blasting throughout is not why, but is do you wanna die? And that's where the episode ended. So before we get into this one, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon, where you can find all my full lengths and early access to all the current animes that I'm currently watching. And yeah, so let's start this episode, and here we go. Okay, guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review. Do you wanna die?
敵の方から対話を仕掛けてきたということか。いて刺激しないように。こにょこにょ。
Kunya, kunya. Of course, they're not telling us what he whispered.
いくつか見えたこと。
Okay.
ホワイマンはなんかの意志を持ってる。目線ごいっす。なら、大慌てでメデューサの雨降らしたりはしない。少なくとも今すぐは。とっとと乗り込めっつう話だ。ピンポイントで月の現地にな。
That's what we're trying to do.
俺らはこれからストーンワールドで世界中駆けずり回ってロケットエンジン、宇宙船、宇宙服、タル石、ホタル石がありゃ宇宙服も宇宙船も作れっからな。
Oh.
いざい。
I'm feeling the sadness again. That is something.
欲しい。はい。私もこのストーンワールドで苦しいほど夢にまで見た素材です。
What?
手に入れるもの。それはオリーブオイルだ。
What? Okay. What does that have to do with fluorite?
多くてなかなか実感は難しいが。いや、ありえない距離よ、これ。
But with this new engine, it's gonna take them a considerably less amount of time than it would have previously. A week.
ニューペルセウス号ごいっす。はい、できた。ではオリーブを求めていざ出発するぞ。
He's ready. Oh, bonsoir. She's so excited.
ぐるぐるぶん回しマシンね。はい。早っ。な程度の工作だともう瞬殺だな、化石。エクストラバージンオリーブオイルのアヒージョでございます。
Ooh. Oh, waking people up. They're gonna start speaking Spanish.
Gracias.
Gracias. De nada.
アイマスコミダシキエレス。皆様にご指導いただき学びました。まだ片言ですが。
You learned it from the people you just revived? Delicioso. Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso.
これだけの人々を復活させる以上、食材の確保も急務だ。クロム、君は対策王だ。
野生の
牛？
面白い牛、そしてスペインといえば
Yep.
なんで闘牛できんの流水ちゃん。たまたまだ。度胸とプロゲーマーの鍛錬だろう。
Pro gamer skills.
とオリーブオイルがあれば、あのスペイン菓子も作れますね。
Which one? Which one is that? Am I supposed to recognize it?
さまざまな超合金をゲットしたからな。
レアメタルがそれ自体でも価値を保証。
Aww. Aww. We have chrome in there. Sweet.
対価で報いる。それが流水財閥の流儀だ。ついでに新世界の機関通貨も牛耳れるというわけだ。ホタル石が欲しい。つながったちゃんと全部ゲットするじゃん。恋数すぎでしょ。欲しがりよ。
Hey, we love him.
これってメガネ？
ホタル石削ったレンズだ。アホほどグレードアップしたホタル石望遠鏡だ。
You look on the moon?
これの特大サイズでもあれば、月面のホワイマンも探せそうだな。
I don't think it's gonna be that easy.
ビヨーンと飛んでっちゃうの。あ、ロケットにしちゃ
It's too small.
ちっちゃ
It must be a model, right? For the one they're about to build?
街づくり、目的地は数学の街、インド。数学の街なあ。船でどこ通っていくんだこれ。
こう希望法からぐるりと大回りになりますね。
おお、やべえ。
How long is that gonna take you?
燃料のロスが想定よりも早い。
So you're gonna run out?
方回りでインドまではとても持たないだろう。追加の燃料が溜まるまでに俺たちはここで足止めというわけだ。数ヶ月か1年か。
Dang.
この細っこいとこさえちびっとぶち切れりゃ。おお、ほら。
そこはスエズ運河でございます。
あれ、前も似た話聞いた気がするんだよ。バナナなんじゃ。
Banana.
1年もショートカットして進めるのだな。
出た、琥珀ちゃんの速攻好き。
バナナ運河の時はすごすごと突入を諦めたのだ。
Banana kana.
やっているかもわからん水路に海図もなく目隠しで特攻して、もしも行き詰まれば引き返すことすら危うくなるぞ。違う。
Okay, can you like fly over or something?
おお、くっそ遠くからチェルシーがやべえ望遠鏡とかで眺められればよ。
And there goes the insane telescope. Aww.
さささささささささささ。はい、塞がって。
Aww.
ってるは塞がってるんだけども、水路自体はつながってて枯れ木のダムで封鎖されてる。
つまり俺らははるか20キロ先、運河の外から運河の中の壁をぶち破。
Uh-huh. How you about to do that? The small rocket!
ああ、ミニチュアロケット流用して組み上げたもんだ。
What the?
科学とは力だ。
What Look at the crazy look on his face. Did it do the trick? It has to do the trick. Is that big enough for the Perseus to pass through? Guess it is.
インドへと即座に直行できるぞ。
そのインドとやらに今度は何をゲットしに行こうというのだ。
最後のピースをゲットする。数学力。人類最強の男。
We're getting a new character that's gonna be joining us on this journey. Another beautiful mind. I wonder if that's the person that we saw in the intro last episode that I was asking myself if he was white man. Because last episode, yeah, well, that was the first episode. There was in the intro there was a, a quick scene of, as I was talking about it last episode. I thought it was Zeno, but it wasn't Zeno. It was Rusui, and it changed from Rusui to this person. It was a quick thing, and then it moved on to something else. So last episode, I was asking myself if that person was white man, but now that they're talking about bringing in this world's best mathematician, I'm asking myself if it's that person, because Rusu is the one that's talking about it, and then they showed that person in the shadow or whatever, and then in the intro it was Rusu that was there, and then it turned into that person. So I'm gonna assume that it's this mathematician that we're supposed to be getting. So this episode, they were going to Spain to get this fluorite, right? But then Rusu was so excited, and Francois as well, because they wanted to get olive oil. And they went there, and there was this whole bunch of olives that they gathered, and then they made olive oil, and then they made this amazing food, and then they proceeded to wake up the people that were there that they could wake up, and then they used these people to collect fluorite, and then they are supposed to be using that in order to make space suits and the spaceship is something that they need to make those two things. And now after they gathered the fluorite and enjoyed some of the food, which looked really nice and yummy, they're like, okay, now we need to go to India, because in order to do this, we need to make some precise calculations, mathematics. And India is the city of mathematics, and trying to get there, they're like, okay, we need to go around Africa, past the Cape over there, and then go all the way there to India. And they're like, okay, how long is that gonna take us? I don't remember if they said how long it will take, but the problem was that they were running out of fuel. They're not gonna be able to, the fuel that they currently have, they're not gonna be able to make it on that long journey. So they're like, okay, we need to make more fuel, but in order to make more fuel, they have to stay there in Spain for months or even a year. And they don't really want to do that. And then I don't know who it was, but they noticed the canal on the map, and they're like, okay, can we go through there? It's probably Chrome that is like, can we not go through there? But they're like, we can't really do that unless we know for sure that the canal is open, you know. But then they're like, okay, how are we gonna do that? And with Chelsea being there, Chelsea's like, I can't really draw these some kind of maps. She can't really draw it without having seen how the thing is. And having just made this telescope with this fluorite and whatnot, they're like, I believe it was Chrome again. That was like, maybe if you had this super amazing telescope that Chelsea could look at and see the canal, you know. And then there was Kaseki that brought the telescope to them. And then they used a balloon with Chelsea's hello on the thing. And then they flew over the canal, and then they used a telescope, and then they saw that there was this whole bunch of debris, trees, things that sort of like melded together or whatever. At first, Kohaku wanted to just go there and destroy it, but then like it's like 20 kilometers away. How are you gonna do that? You know? And then that's when they brought out the rocket, the miniature rocket that they had made. You know, and not Chrome, Senku outfitted it and made it sort of like a missile, and then they used it, and then they blew up the debris there, and then Perseus went through it, busted through it, and they're gonna take the canal and head to India. And then Kohaku was like, okay, who are we trying to get? What are we getting there? You know? And it's like the world's best mathematician. I'm excited. I'm always excited when they're introducing new characters that we know are these amazing people that are gonna join the crew, basically, you know, because that's how it's been throughout all of this. You know, Senku was the best mind that we had since the beginning, and then we had to wake up Tsukasa, who was the strongest primate, whatever, and then we had to wake up I feel like I'm gonna be skipping or whatever people, but Ryusui, who had the best, you know, navigational skills and whatnot, and then you had to wake up, what's his name? That did the Medusa thing. What's been a while? I'm forgetting his name. Joel. You know, we woke up Joel, who has the best, I guess, hands. I don't know. We woke him up. We woke up Chelsea, who has the best geographical whatever. And now we're gonna wake up this person, who's the best mathematician. And whatnot. I don't know. And then usually these characters have these personalities that I'm always looking forward to knowing. You know, like Ryusui wants everything. He's greedy. Joel is like when it's about girls, he's all shy, but when it's about men, he's like, oh my goodness. Like they all have these different personalities that I always look forward to getting to know, you know. So yeah, I'm excited to meet this new person. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, the link is gonna be in the pinned comment, so you can just click on it and you can watch it right now. And you can also catch up on my previous Dr. Stone reactions. There's a playlist in the comment as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. How can you see into my eyes like a bird?